It's a very windy day, so I apologise for the poor audio quality. The word weird is being used a lot at the moment in the run-up to the presidential elections over in the New World. And of course, politics itself can be very weird. Yet today, we're going to meet some people who push that word to its absolute limits. There are people coming up for whom, if weirdness was an Olympic sport, they'd be on the podium. So we'll kick off with a person who isn't that bad, not that weird, but she does exhibit one of my pet hates.
As many of you saw, I had an abort earlier this year, not only because I don't want children right now, but you want to know the real reason? I already have a baby. It's this one right here. And he cost me a lot of time and energy and money, and if I had to choose between a human baby's needs and this one, I'm choosing this one. Every time. That's why this fall, there's only one candidate protecting our reproductive freedoms, and if she doesn't win, don't make me choose between a human baby and this one, because this one wins every freaking time.
Notice my seamless segue, pet hates, onto a clip with a pet owner? She says that she had an abortion, which I understand for some women could be the most traumatic thing they go through in their entire lives, and she's having a laugh about it. But it does raise the question, who fucked that? Because she's not that bad looking, but I would have thought her personality would act as contraception. And my pet hate? It's people who treat their pets as if they're their children. Now for her, there's a very easy way to tell the difference. If she had a human child and was using that to lick peanut butter off her piss flaps, social services would be involved. And for anyone who says, oh, I've got a fur baby, or I'm a dog mommy, or a cat daddy, no, you're not. You're a fucking pet owner. That's all it is. And there's a very easy way to tell the difference. If you have an animal, you can take it to a vet and have it put down, killed by lethal injection. And they call that putting it to sleep. Do the same thing with a child and you're up for murder. Anyway, let's move on to the next one. 1 second. I've just thought there will be some people who say that having an abortion is in effect her killing her baby. Now, I'm pro-choice because I don't think people like that should be breeding. Right, let's go to the clip.
If you are solely attracted to fictional characters, not real people, that's pretty ace, pretty arrow. Yeah, you should check out a micro label called Fictosexual or Fictoromantic. I did make a video about it one time. That was a little bit controversial, but bringing it up again because it's a real thing. I'm not crazy. You're not crazy. It's valid.
I think it's safe to say that all of us, in some way, are attracted to fictional characters. I doubt there's a straight man on Earth whom, after seeing Return of the Jedi, hasn't smashed one out to Princess Leia. Because fictional characters, they fuel our imaginations, be it in books, TV shows, movies, or even video games. In fact, I'm old enough to remember a PlayStation game called Dead or Alive. They made a film of it, and in that game, it was important for the designers that the women's breasts bounced accurately. Whoever had the job of studying that, that's not a bad gig. Yet, if you are only attracted to fictional characters, either you're a child having your first ever crush, or you do not belong in a functioning society. And our new friend, with her grey sweater and androgynous haircut, I think she fits into the latter group. I bet she's a they, them as well. You can tell she's dying to tell us her pronouns. But what if it's a child who wants to tell you something about themselves?
I don't know who needs to hear this, but if a child, a minor, comes out to you as trans, gay, lesbian, bi, whatever, your first move should not be immediately to go tell the parents. That's not it, and here's why. Thank the child for sharing that information with you. Let them know that you support them and are happy that they know who they are. But you should also ask if there's anyone that they're not sharing this information with and who you can share this information with. Because they may have come out to you because home is not a safe or supportive place for them. Your move is to just go tell the family or the caregivers. You could be putting them in a really, really unsafe situation.
Now, I agree with most of what that rather confused man had to say. If, for example, A young lad from a strict Muslim family told someone that he thought he was homosexual. It's probably best not to tell the parents, lest he find himself taking the fastest way down from the top of a multi-storey car park or fast-track to martyrdom via a gelignite backpack. Yet, although I agree with what he has to say, who the fuck would want their child around that thing? A rotund man with makeup that looks like he's had it done by a pissed-up clown and nails from a porn star from the 1990s. And here's my question. Why would a child be telling him about his or her sexuality? Unless, of course, he'd steered the conversation in that way, because we know the TQ cult fucking love telling children about their sex lives and sexual preferences. Why do they do that? Well, we all know why they do that, but I can't say it out loud.
When you get hired for a job and then they meet you in person and they didn't realize how trans you actually are, so they keep pushing your start date back over and over, while the other teacher that teaches at the same place as you with that company has already started.
Another gender ideology nut trying to get a job as a teacher. There's a shock. As with the previous clip, they always have to be around children. But with that clip, I wasn't prepared for the voice. I was expecting the Little Britain-esque "I'm a lady" ridiculous high-pitched voice that had been put on. I wasn't ready for Trevor, who works down the coal mine. And he's wondering why his start date keeps getting pushed back? Well, sir, it's because those children you're so desperate to teach, they have parents. And 99% of those parents don't want their kids anywhere near you. Next up, let's hear someone who's polyamorous.
Miss Dana, I'm polyamorous and I went on 6 dates this week. First up was boba with a girl I've been seeing casually but reoccurringly for a few months. Next up was pizza and beer with a new guy I met on Bumble. This place was super good. Third on the list was a date night with my husband, Eli. We went to Cheesecake Factory and had a couple drinks, some really good food, and of course, some cheesecake. Next was burgers and fries and some drinks at Dino's with a guy I met on Bumble, who unfortunately kind of looked like my ex-husband. Just a friend date. This is my friend Kayla. We got drinks and some food. If you're not romanticizing your friendships, what are you doing? And then last but not least, my boyfriend Tone came over for some afternoon snuggles and some date drinking. Thanks for watching.
So if you're watching this and you are polyamorous, or if you're a swinger or in an open relationship, that's absolutely fine, provided it works for you and your partner or partners. But why is it that polyamorous people have to tell us they're polyamorous within the first 5 fucking seconds of meeting them? Hello, I'm polyamorous. I don't need to know. And of course, if you are having multiple sexual relationships with multiple people, if that's what you're into, that's absolutely fine. But the word polyamorous used to have a much shorter, more direct word. We wouldn't say someone is polyamorous, we'd say she's a slag. And her husband, who sees her 1 night a week, I bet he daren't go down on her in case he starts licking some other bloke's cum out of her. And the vibe I get from a lot of polyamorous people who post videos on the internet is they're not that happy. They're trying to compensate for something, as if having sex with multiple partners all of the time is an attempt to fill the gaping hole they feel inside. Although I'm guessing not as big as the gaping hole between her legs. I bet when she spreads them, it looks like someone's thrown a hand grenade into a butcher's. 1 clip left. Be ready for it.
There was this guy who was like laughing at me at Chick-fil-A, and his friends apologized because like he literally was so exaggerated. He walked away and started like slapping the wall, laughing so hard. And then like I kept hearing him like talk about me, make fun of me, and his friend like mouthed "I'm sorry," and I was like, "It's okay, I'm used to it." And then he started fucking recording me. So I went up and I was like, "Hey, can you not fucking record me?" And he's like, "I'm not recording you." I was like, "I can see it on your fucking phone." And then like he was like, "I'm not recording you, I'm just messaging my friend." I was like, "I see it." And then his friends were like, "Stop." And then they were like, "I'm so sorry." And then I was like, "You're kind of a fucking dickhead." And I just walked away and waited for the order. Like, fuck off. I hate you. And like, it wasn't about the outfit, it was about my fucking not tucking. And now I have adrenaline because I don't do well with confrontation. Well, like, don't fucking record me.
That man has made a conscious decision to go out in public dressed like that and is apparently surprised that people laugh at him. And he's convinced himself it's because he isn't tucking. If you don't know what tucking is, it's when a man puts his penis at an angle to... Look, we've all seen Silence of the Lambs. That. And now there's special tucking underwear for members of the TQ cult. I'm glad to see the great minds of the world have got nothing better to do. Sod curing cancer, let's make it look like men don't have dicks anymore. Mate, it's not the bulge they're laughing at. They're laughing at you because you look like you fell off the set of an extremely low-budget horror film. And at the end of the clip, he says he doesn't deal well with confrontation. Here's a tip then, mate. If you're going to do that shit, do it in your own house, behind closed doors. Don't be wandering out in public like that, giving children nightmares. You're too much of a fucking weirdo. That's the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, please do like and subscribe if you haven't already. If you are subscribed or think you're subscribed, please check because YouTube has been unsubscribing people. And as ever, thanks for watching. If you are polyamorous, or if you're in an open relationship or a swinger, as long as that works for you, that's absolutely fuck it, bollocks. So if you're watching this and you are polyamorous or a swinger, or if you're in an open relationship, that's absolutely fine, provided it works for you. Why, though, do you feel compelled to tell everyone else? Because if I did the same thing as a straight man, that would be weird. If every time I met a stranger I said, "Hi, my name's Dan, and I absolutely love ramming my penis into a woman's vagina," I'd be on some sort of fucking register. So, a trans woman attempting to work as a teacher. What a rare treat. And whatever fuck, bollocks, shit, wank, tits. There's a shock. Oh, fucked it up again. There's a shock. There's a shock. Oh, fuck this.